I think we're having some technical difficulties. Are we in? Is this live? Is this okay, mic check? Alright, this is How to Rad for Your Mum and Dad Huxley, and I'm here with,
Those are labs who doesn't rhyme like Hal Huxley.
and on behalf of our Crucis eSports, I'd like to welcome you all here to Week 5, Game 3 of the first OCE Community Competitive Season.
Woo,
Don't forget,
Keen!
get lit, people! Don't forget to follow us on Twitter. Check us out at Crucis ESPT. Feel free to donate. You can also check out all of our clips in YouTube. All of the links are down below. Like, subscribe, do all that social media jazz. All right, over to you, Sozo.
Thank you for that there, Hal. What we have right today, ladies and gentlemen, is Barnacle Boys versus Hivemind. So with regards to that, we'll talk about the bans. So Barnacle Boys have banned Morrigash and Hivemind have banned Revenant. And for today's picks, we do have Fox the Fish on the Grux, Aiden on the Decker, Eamon on the Twin Blast, Nathos on the Howitzer, and Afam on Quang. And on Hivemind's side, we've got BG Irish on Greystone, Topher on Chimera, Lord Gurney on Aurora, Drippers Jal on Gideon, and Adsy Bacon on Sparrow. So without further ado, what we'll do is we'll resume this replay in 3, 2, 1, and go. And we are live. So, Mr. How Your Mother Loves Me Huxley, what do you think of the team compositions?
Yeah, not too bad. Look, I think the Aurora was an interesting choice. You know, likely going to be countered by Aiden's Decker, so it'll be interesting to see what happens there. How often that ulti actually gets made use of. Nathos chasing off Dripless Jarl. Oh, they're going into the jungle hard,
Oh, Rumble in
giving
the
BJ
jungle.
Irish some hassle,
Uh,
harassing. He's
they
gone
collapsed.
down.
Wow, that was a beautiful collapse by the Barnacle Boys. Very early aggression there.
Yeah, a bit of a cheese gank. It's they don't happen too often these days, but that was strong play, strong play. Yeah, look, back to team composition. Um, interesting picks. It looks like there's a fairly strong front line for Hivemind. That said, I do love the wombo combo capabilities of the other team, Barnacle Boys.
Other team. You guys are now known as the other team.
Yeah, just having that Howie Decker combo, it's very strong. You know, Grux also great pick for for the time being, and especially having a Grux and a Quang. You know, having life steal on the Quang, being able to equip them both with blood-soaked armor means being able to get those Raptors really quite quickly early game, and that's obviously super important.
Yeah, definitely agree. I mean, not only that, I mean, when you think about the potential team plays that Barnacle Boys do have, obviously they have a tether there to a Crux full ult. You've got Deku with the Caden Harry's on, and then obviously Twin Blast for the pickups. Or in the inverse, Gideon's ult will be countered by Harry's ult, which is a shame, but obviously it depends on who initiates what moves first and who counters with what, so it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, I think the strong CC is definitely going to possibly nerf the Gideon and the Aurora. The purity sensor for the Aurora.
Just to the right side, Lord Gurney is chasing AFAM here. Pretty aggressive early game, and it looks like Lord Gurney's pulling back. And we do see Fox the Fish collapsing. He does have his green buff, but it looks like he might be trying to get for a pick off. Beautiful tether there by AFAM, and looks like Fox the Fish is chasing Lord Gurney, and Fox the Fish cleans up Lord Gurney there. So that is a beautiful collapse there, and great show of aggression there from Barnacle Boys.
Yeah, solid plays, solid plays. They've already got 2 kills, and we are 3 minutes into the match. So strong plays by Barnacle Boys. They are probably going to be slipping ahead only slightly at this point in time, but Fox the Fish on 6 CP in comparison to Dripless Gel and Adsy Bacon both on 5 for Hivemind.
I guess those first 2 kills there.
Oh, BJ Irish goes down to Eamon.
Yeah, they're very aggressive here on Barnacle Boys. They do have the range advantage, obviously, and so that means looks like Topher might be trying to make a play. That was a beautiful ward there. Aiden is trying to get out here, and he might be getting out, and Topher falls back, which I guess I found quite odd, given that he had his green buff, and yeah, I would have thought he would have chased for head. I guess not.
Yeah, a little bit apprehensive after the early ganks, I'm hazarding a guess. Oh, leaps in on Aiden, gets stunned though, gets knocked about, and Aiden's back to safety.
Yeah, I think that Topher misses opportunity on a kill on Aiden actually just earlier with his green buff because obviously as he went back to fall back from that Decker gank, he actually then lost his green buff for reflect damage. And I reckon he could have killed Decker there. So it looks like he's rotating back inside here, trying to apply something.
Yeah, Topher looks like he's gonna come in.
But watching that as well, in mid, Nathos is dueling Dripper's Jowl, and Nathos is winning that fight by
Oh,
default.
Topher launches. Gonna get locked down. Fox to Fish is gonna take him out. No, it actually goes to
Aiden gets the kill.
Oh,
And that's
lands
a beautiful
the kill
pull.
on BJ Irish.
BJ Irish
BJ
might be
Irish.
going down. He's trying to do
Ugh.
zigzags. He's looking zigzags towards him. So I think that it was probably better for him to run straight as
Yeah,
the
look,
zigzag
you know,
there.
getting a launch down that hill, maybe dropping his Greystone leap. You can really get some distance down that hill. Probably would have been the way to go. But
Yeah.
these things happen. These things happen. Mistakes were made.
Of course, and it looks like Barnacle Boys are now slipping ahead there with 20 CP ahead of Hivemind, and they're playing really strong. They've
Oh,
gotten
Tafer
five
going
kills.
in on Aiden. Launches. I think he may just get some revenge here.
Topher needs to get that lead.
The slow.
And
Oh,
he
gets
gets
it
a
in.
slam dunk. He
Lovely
could go for
play.
Eamon as
Oh,
well.
why does he not turn? He could
Oh, no, he's got
absolutely
no
have
mana.
cleaned up Eamon there. He's getting
he-
out. BJ Irish is lurking. Fox to Fish is
Fox the
probably
Fish.
gonna land.
No, he's actually chasing.
No, he's popping, bunny hopping down the hill.
Oh, and
Lands
he
it
gets
on
the
BJ
ball.
Irish.
Beautiful, but no follow up.
Yeah, realizes that Topher is lurking and Eamon clearly low health.
just watching
Fox goes back in. Super aggressive. I think he's going to get this
Topher
kill.
might be going down here.
Topher goes down. BJ Irish backing up. He probably doesn't want to make that engagement. Fox being super aggressive.
So the tower goes down at 6 minutes and 12 seconds there. So very strong.
That's going to be
aggression.
super advantageous for them. Raptors are on the side of Barnacle Boys as well, so that's, you know, going to give them that advantage, that early CP advantage most likely.
That's right. And if you and with regards to mid as well, it looks like Nathos is really bullying Triple's Chow. And on the other side of the offlane, Avam's got the lanes frozen close to his tower, so that you can see that Adsy's just I guess waiting for his creep run potentially.
Oh, Aiden going in for something. What's going on here?
Drippus gets
Oh!
dropped. Aiden with the backdoor pursuit. Beautiful play there. It looks like BJ might be trying to collapse on Aiden, but Aiden will get back to safety here. Potentially, yes, and it looks like he will be. A beautiful play there by Aiden. And it looks like he might be getting black buff here, so, I mean, probably better on another hero, but I guess it's better to secure it than to give it to your enemies.
Yeah, definitely.
But it looks like there may be an invasion potentially soon. I don't know. I feel like Barnacle Boys are so ahead that I mean they could start pushing their vision towards and I guess view on their Hivemind's jungle.
Yeah, look, they're only slightly ahead on CP, on CS. It's 99 versus 78 for Hivemind. That said, we have Eamon on 12 CP compared to 9 CP for Adsy, for old Bacon there. So Bacon's going to have to pick up his farm, maybe try and go for those Raptors if they can. And,
Yeah,
get that
poor
CP back
Adsy
online.
though. He's playing very conservative and by right, I guess, because there is potential games. Speaking of games,
Fox the
there
Fish
might be happening
lurks.
something here. And as he might be going down, he's getting
Ah,
melted. And
annihilated.
30 gets pulled in as well. That is 2 down there for Hivemind. They're not doing too well here. And looks like Dribblis is trying to make a play here. I don't know if this is a good idea, ladies and gentlemen, but you never know. He's got his rocket down, he gets the hit, but
Yeah, look, if you
he's
can hold them
defending.
off, his teammates are almost back up. But that said, being a Gideon against these two, dangerous place to be.
Yeah,
Lands an ulti, but just not strong enough. That level 1 Gideon ult just doesn't do enough damage. If there'd been some CC there, perhaps, if some teammates had rotated in, but lands the rock on AFAM. Just just that harassing rock. I love it. Stops him from backing.
yeah. I mean, um, speaking of harassing, there's none happening there on Eamon and Aiden's end. They're just freely farming, or Aiden's freely farming. Oh,
Oh,
looks
the
like I was wrong.
launch.
Topher is going for that kill, and he might be getting that kill. Beautiful play by
Nice.
Topher. I think it was a good time to punish those guys, and Fox gets a kill on Dripless
Dripless
as well.
Chow. Damn, it's all happening. They're all over the map. These kills are just going on.
Yeah, I think Lord Gurney needs to get to level 5 soon. Obviously he's level 4 now, which is great, but I think
Lord
this,
Gurney going in on Fox's Fish. He's surrounded by 3 players. He's in a
he's,
bad position.
he's
Erased
going
by
down.
Fox.
And Fox
Yeah.
just stands there for a bit and then runs off. I just think that at this stage, he really does need to get his ultimate as soon as possible. Obviously, you don't expect Decker to have a purity sensor, and it would contribute to some team fights. Speaking of that, Topher is diving in on Nathos, but he's low, no mana, and he's getting
Oh,
bursted, and he gets
he's
away
running his free.
potentially. And it looks like Barnacle boys, with the exception of AFAM, are trying to collapse to mid. Eamon is standing there, so he is waiting to go for a pickoff, but BJ Irish comes through.
Crazy plays, crazy plays. Let's check it out. Looks like, again, not much difference in farm. 140 versus 108. As far as CP is concerned, we've got Eamon on 15, Fox to Fish on 17. He's really jetting ahead with those 5 kills and 4 assists. And we have Adzi Bacon and Tofa both on 12 CP.
Great, thanks for that there, Hal. Just speaking of farm there, it looks like Adzi is
Wow,
going
Tofa
for
going in
farm.
on Nathos. Is he going to get the pick? No
Oh
good.
no, he
Nice
won't be.
again.
He
Oh,
bursted.
Dripless
Dripless
dropping
gets
his
the ult.
ulti.
Probably a bad ult there.
Too low, too low. Fox
That's
just takes him
2
out.
for none.
Smacks him out. The full extent of the ulti was taken and just hammered straight through.
Yeah, and it
Aiden
looks like
takes mid quite easily. He's hanging by a thread.
going over to the other side there, Adzi and Gurney are going to get picked off potentially. But it looks like Barnacle Boys do fall back here. But
Yeah,
speaking
look,
of that, I mean,
very low.
Gurney is low. Like, I just think that if he does stay there for pretty long with his creep wave, he might be going down. AFAM gets the tether,
Gets
and I think
pinned.
he'll be
Oh,
going down.
great play, great play.
Adzi might be in trouble. Yes, and he looks like he's running away. He's running around in circles here, so he's
Just
beautifully
tanking it
juking them.
hard.
It looks
Great
like
plays.
very beautiful juke here by Adzi, but he looks like he may be
He's
going
not going to be able
down.
to outlast it.
Yeah,
He can't
no.
outlast.
That backstepping, I think, is what punished him there, because I think if he kept running around, let the tower hit him, put down some AoE, a little bit of attacks here and there, he would have maybe gotten them 2 down, but obviously that
Look.
backpedaling punished him as a result.
I mean, the fact that they were jumping in, Barnacle Boys played that beautifully. You know, like taking it in, taking it in turns to tank,
Aiden might be going
jumping
down
in
to
and out.
Raptors. No, he won't be.
It wouldn't be the first time, I'm sure.
Yeah.
We've all had those horror stories about first time in Monolith Jungle and how savage those white camps can be. Yeah, tears were shed, mistakes were made.
But these are Raptors we're talking about. So, I mean, it's okay to die to it, but Eamon is low also as a result, even with the black buff. But speaking of Raptors and CP, it looks like that gives Eamon a boost up, but Fox is actually in the lead by 23 CP. On the inverse, Adzi's on 13, so that's a 10 CP advantage there, right on Fox with his very aggressive and very successful ganks, which is what you need on a Grux, because obviously if you're ahead as a Grux, you do punish people. If you're behind, then you won't be able to punish as much, but it looks like Barnacle Boys are making something out of these ganks, which is beautiful.
Yeah, they're keeping very strong pressure here. They're sitting at 16 kills to 2, so it's pretty difficult. Looks like Nathos might be coming in towards the Greystone. Fox to Fish gets the bounce. Missed the
And
Decker stun, but they've
BJ's
just
just stand
boxed
jumping
out.
down there. He looks like he's frustrated. Why is he
Oh,
just there? Oh
he was
no.
absolutely trapped. He was body blocked. He was trying to get around them and just could not do a
Oh,
thing. Surrounded by minions and heroes, and it was just all over.
Hive
They
Mind
may
are
even
in
get a
trouble. They are in trouble.
yeah, they might get a tier 2 off this.
Topher does have a green, but I don't think he'll be able to contest that bet. Hive Mind really do need to start creeping up.
They're 100% gonna take down that tier 2.
Oh,
Oh,
yo,
drops
Topher
the
might be going
ulti,
down, and he's
missed.
down. Lord Girding comes in. It looks like Hive Mind are coming in to
Lord
do
Gurney trapped, gonna get iced by Fox to Fish by the
a
looks of it.
beautiful
Oh,
jump. They might be getting out here. Beautiful ult there
drops
by
Steel
Trippers
Acorns.
Chow. Gets Amen down. Very nice play. That was a good comeback there by Hivemind. 1-for-1 trade, and I think that was a big win for Hivemind because obviously they traded a jungler for a carry, which is I guess what you need.
And managed to save their tier 2. They oh, but they
Not
lost to
middle.
tier 2 in mid. Damn.
I
Getting
think
attacked on all fronts.
I know. I think Hive might need to start learning to set lanes before they roam because I feel that that would help them with I guess management of between lane management and team fights.
Yeah, it's good to rotate in on team fights, but if the lanes aren't set, you're losing those objectives. It's hard. They've had a lot of pressure. Look, let's be honest. Fox to Fix and AFAM, the Grux and the Quang playing very aggressively this game, really comboing well together.
Yeah,
Looks like
definitely.
AFAM's getting chased off by Topher and Lord Gurney. Doesn't amount to much at all. They're going to back up.
Yeah, no,
Such harassment.
definitely. But it looks like Raptors might be up soon potentially from what I see here. So Aiden's got invis as well, so it looks like he might be going into D ward if he sees anything. But
Yeah, there's still one Raptor left, so they're not going to respawn until that last Raptor is taken.
yeah, and it looks like I feel like both teams are just quietly farming, just pushing lanes at this stage, which is I guess is okay to have a breather every now and then. I'm just looking in Hive Mind's jungles. They do have a few 5-star camps. Speaking of camping, Lord Goody might be getting ganked here. Beautiful dash away here, and he might be getting away. He is still getting chased here by Fox the Fish, and I think he might
So,
be going down. Beautiful ult there, and looks like he has another
oh,
ult
they're
by Ripper,
collapsing hard.
and it looks like they
Nathan's
might be
with the
going
pick.
down. Topher and Drippers fall down to the Barnacle boys, and they might be trying to push for the inhib.
I think definitely it's going to happen. Two
Yeah,
down. It's going to be a 5v3 if they gather up. Eamon's just farming in jungle at the moment. Just jungle twin blast. Uh,
yeah. I
it's a
mean,
thing.
it is a thing, and also speaking of which, I mean, Barnacle boys are great at this team fight aggression, but I guess their lane management is not up to par as all as consistent as it should be. But looks like Fox might be going down, but they might be getting the inhib.
Oh, the
Beautiful
wombo.
wombo combo, and it looks like as he
Adds it
goes down,
down.
BJ loses his ult, and Barnacle Boys might be still fighting this because that was a beautiful mind there by Nathos, but no follow up. So Barnacle Boys fall back. They get 1 kill on the carry and the inhib.
Yeah, strong play, strong play. Look, I mean, at this time, I would be possibly considering either Raptors or even going in on Oak. I think wouldn't surprise me if they have a
Yeah,
crack at it. The enemy carry is down. Hive Mind are on the back foot. They have the CP advantage. Just checking out CP. Have Fox to Fish on 30. We have Eamon on 30 as well. In comparison, the highest on Hive Mind is currently sitting at 19, which is Bacon, followed by Topher on 18.
I just think that Hive Mind have lost their rhythm. I think that I can only speculate here, but it feels like, you know, their rhythm was lost as soon as Barnacle Boys started showing early aggression, and I think that it's okay to lose that rhythm. It's just the big factor of getting back into the game is to learn to recover, and the only way to do that really is have vision up defensively in your jungle, just so you can farm. Don't
Yeah,
roam further than your
Def.
jungles. Yeah, and if there's any fights that gonna happen, um, the team needs to rotate really as soon as possible, just like on the right side that we're about to see here.
Yeah,
And so it
Eamon and
could be a
Aiden pushing
potential
hard in on the
collapse.
tier 2.
There might be a pincer here because it
Oh,
looks like
nice little
everyone,
block by Lord Gurney.
and it looks like these two
Oh
anti
no,
might be
it's a
going down.
5v2.
Gurney
Takes out.
goes down there, and it looks like Anti would be going down as well. So, as I was saying, in that instance, if all of Hivemind were to fall back at in hit, would have been safe. The fact that Barnacle Boys went in for the pincer was a beautiful play on their behalf, and it
Great
looks like
play.
they might be going for this in hit. I don't think Hivemind
Dripler
have
dropping his
enough.
ulti, but does it on the ground, gets totally annihilated, taken out by the Decker.
Topher and BJ Irish are fighting, but they're being split off here, and Barnacle Boys are sticking together, which is very great to see, as you can see here. BJ Irish is just running around here, just swinging his
He
sword
needs to
at
get out.
Fox. But it looks like he goes down, so that's team down. Adzi and Lord Gurney do respawn, but I don't think they can do enough here, potentially. And it looks like
Oh,
Gurney goes
stun
down
locked.
in an instant. And
Absolutely
ladies and
destroyed by that R2000. Adzi
Adzi's
Bacon
going
steps
out.
out. Oh,
Brave.
damn.
Let's go
AFAM
nice
just
one.
wandering into the enemy base.
Yeah, and
Intense.
that was a very
Fast
fast
match.
game. Yeah, 20
Like
minutes, ladies
fast
and gentlemen.
paced.
Yeah. I guess GG, ladies and gentlemen. Good work to Barnacle Boys and Hive Mind. Better luck next time. I mean, just thinking about the game, how would you think? What are your thoughts on the highlights of this game?
Yeah, well, look, I think the aggressive play really threw them off. I think the aggressive play by Barnacle Boys really threw off Hive Mind. And you'll hear a lot of people say it, people get flustered. They get worried about what's happening, and you just need to reset. You need to rebalance and just go, okay, where are we at? What do we need to do? What's the next step? Okay, we need to get wards out. We need vision. We need to reset these lanes, and just like center yourself, because it's easy to get caught up in everything that's happening and just run from like, oh god, there's a fire over here, there's a fire over there, and next thing you know, like your tier two's gone, your inhib's gone, and you can't make it back. So that would have been my recommendation. That said, such aggressive play, getting tower dived all over the show by the Barnacle Boys. Um, you know, learning how to counter that, learning when to give up towers as well. I think there were certain times where it's like, well, if you're gonna lose the tower, you lose the tower. Like better to lose a tower and stay alive than to lose both. And unfortunately, that's what seemed to be happening there.
Yeah, and that's agree. I agree that with that. I think tier ones are only important up to maybe 5 minutes, and then after that, I don't think that they hold any value. I mean, it's good to defend it, but it means that you do have that lane pressure, obviously. But if you're going to have teams that are going to try to brute their way into getting a tier one, I don't think you can contest that unless your team comes in and rotates at a timely fashion, or else just give it up. Because it's better to lose a tower than your life, in my opinion. Because obviously they're going to get the tower anyway, and they're going to get you on top, and that's a bonus for them. And
Yeah,
obviously, if your tier two is not defended and you've lost it, the other two tier two holds no value, to be brutally honest. So just let it go. Fight at the in here where your team should be collapsed, because once one tier two goes down, it's easy for, I guess, the other team to pincer in because they've got that vision and
access
map
points.
control.
Yeah,
Yeah, correct.
definitely, definitely. Uh, instead of absolutely. Yeah, look, it was a great game. It was very tense. Well played by both teams. I think that everybody's going through learning phases and trying to figure out how they combo well together and stuff. It was interesting to see that I think Barnacle Boys did get a strong pick. They really had some great wombo combo potential, and also the front line. Once they got on a roll, it was very hard to stop. I think the Gideon pick and the Aurora pick, probably not the strongest characters. Once the new cards and such come out in version 40 and the extension to Purity Sensor's time frame, I think Aurora is going to see a bit of a comeback. And I think that there are going to be certain things where, like, certain team comps where Gideon can just be amazing. But obviously, you've got to be really careful because Gideon's ult is just very easy to get stunned out of. You've got to bait those stuns. Otherwise, it's dead in its tracks.
Yeah, no, I agree with you there. But in saying that, there, I guess my final thoughts of that is, I've seen Barnacle boys play a lot. They've actually really improved with their rotations, and I find that their team fights are really, I guess, well tuned now. That you could actually see that with their early aggression. They found their style, and I think that they're sticking to their style, which is great. And I think that each team needs to find that style, and I think that Barnacle boys have done that. Obviously, with Hive Minds, they're still trying to find their little operating rhythm, if that makes sense. It feels like they've got a lot of ways to go, and I do hope to see them improve because you can slowly see them improving. But they're I guess the first important thing to do, I guess, from in these matches is to think about the strategies of counter picking and picking because you need to really think about which heroes counter what or which how does your team kind of compose,
Compliments,
yeah,
yeah.
compose against like the other team and things like that there. Obviously their rotations, I always say something that I've noticed is quite lacking, and I just think that they've got a lot, they've got more room to improve, but obviously that means that they've got then um, great plays to happen in the future.
Yeah, definitely. I think something that I'm interested in seeing is that as these teams develop and they get used to playing with one another and playing with more people amongst the community, you'll find that some teams gel incredibly well. Some players just work off each other. They communicate really well together, and other players don't. And it's nothing against the personalities or the players. It can just be it's just chemistry. Uh, and it's great when you do see some of these teams just clicking. And as you were saying, the aggression, the personality of the Barnacle Boys, it is that aggressive nature and the charge in like Leroy Jenkins attitude, and it was totally working for them. It's like it's really
Yeah,
cool to see. It's great.
yeah, you can see the conviction because they actually didn't kind of hesitate. They just went all in literally, and it paid off because obviously you could see with the way Fox controlled the flow of the game, he really did put
Yeah.
that gank in Hive Mind's minds that obviously he might be around the corner ready to come and attack.
For sure. Absolutely. Well, look, once again, both teams, like, great game. It was great to watch, great to cast. Shout outs to all the players. Big thanks once again to the Paragon OCE community. You guys, as always, amazing. Don't forget to check us out on social media. Like, sign up to Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, all the things. Yeah, if you want to, you can even donate to us. Throw us a cheer on Twitch. It's always appreciated. This is Hal Huxley
And Sozo Labs,
signing off for Alpha Crucis Esports.
peace soup.
Peace.